Hey guys, what up? It's Slummy here. Today I'm going to discuss the Morrowind patch notes for the Morrowind update. I apologize, I haven't done a video in a long time, and if I'm talking real fast, I'm literally cranking this thing out on my lunch break. I haven't had much time due to scheduling conflicts to actually do videos right now, so the clip behind me is recycled clips from PvP play a while back. Uh, there's this huge outcry online right now about how, basically people bitching about the patch notes. They're acting like little crybabies, in my opinion. The patch isn't going to be that bad. Before people get themselves all up in a tizzy, they need to think logically and not like a dumbass. Yeah, ZeniMax could have just made the Warden a little better to compete with other players, but when Morrowind comes out, the first thing you do besides downloading the game is you're probably going to go to character creation and you're going to create the Warden. So who cares if mending went to the Warden? You're still going to have it, so it's not on a Templar anymore. That's not a big deal. Considering every single person who plays Morrowind is going to be playing the Warden to play the story. And then in PvP, they're going to test the Warden out, so there's going to be 10,000 Wardens running around with 10,000 bears running around. So, to be honest, people are freaking out, but they're still going to have the skill, and they're still going to have the skill on the player that they're building to make CP 630. Another thing that people are freaking out about is the fact that the champion points are now front-loaded. And the more resources you put in after, I think it's like 25, the percentage goes down dramatically, and it keeps going down. All this is doing is making you play the game for the reason the game is meant to be played. Elder Scrolls is a game where you play and you test different character creations and different builds, and you use different weapons and skills, and you find a player that balance that works for you and that you enjoy playing. All this is doing is making you play that way. You're going to have to go out, get different gear, and actually play with strategy. Since now that it's more resource management than sustain, now you're going to have to actually play with strategy. Even when you are a tank, you can't just run in there on a mob of 50 people while your DPS guys hang out 50 yards away pegging players while they attack your tank. You're actually going to have to get strategy. PvE is going to be a little bit harder because now you're going to have to play a little differently. So you're going to have to experiment. The whole point of the game is to experiment. So how is this a bad thing? All these people, complain that there's not enough, into the game. You're sick of playing it. And then they give you a reason to play again. And now everybody's quitting and crying and canceling their subscriptions and posting videos of them just standing in front of a green screen saying I'm quitting because of this, and I canceled my subscription, and I canceled my pre-order. It's like, come on, man, just use common sense there for a second. If you like playing the game, they just gave you 40 plus hours of new content and a new reason to play. If you're like me, I play the game even though I don't have any tanks or healers because I'm not a big fan of playing those styles. I still go out and try to get all the gear, and once I get all the gear and all the weapons, I want to make them purple and gold. Like, I want everything in the game. That's part of being a gamer and enjoying the game, is going out and exploring and getting these new equipments and, taking full advantage of the game itself. Basically players are going to have to play with skills. People are pissed off because people spent countless hours searching YouTube and Google, finding that mega build that you're just going to god roll over everybody. And now that they're buffing things and changing things, now your build might not matter. Well, you shouldn't have spent all those hours on YouTube trying to figure out when you could have just played the game and figured out the perfect build yourself. So to me, people are being a little over dramatic. The patch isn't going to be that bad. If anything, I think ZeniMax screwed up on the champion points as it is. It's a broken system. But at the same time, who cares? Hopefully they come up with a better system. So on that part, I do blame ZeniMax for having a champion point system that just doesn't really work, especially in PvP. They want people to enjoy PvP. If you're not level 600, you can't really compete in those campaigns of 30 days and 7 days. So those players are essentially stuck until they eventually get to 600, and then they have an opportunity to get good gear. Plus, nothing's more frustrating than riding for 20 minutes to finally get into a battle and die 2 seconds because some guy blindsided you. I mean, this gives a whole new take on the game, I think. It gives you a whole new reason to play around. And it adds skill to the game. Like, even healers now, they're going to have to point at people they want to heal with lower life. So it's not just going to be a random thing. Like, you actually have to aim and click and shoot, and it takes skill. So before people get all up in a tizzy and start crying and bitching about the patch, wait till it happens, and I bet it's not going to be that bad. And keep in mind that once Morrowind comes out, you could take your old players and get a chance to get that new gear and content and stuff like that. So give it a chance. Stop bitching and moaning on the forums, and even when you go to Elder Scrolls Online to the patch notes, I mean, what people are typing is just insane. Just enjoy the game. Go out and get things and experiment with different builds. Stop watching people on YouTube and Google. And if you haven't, ranked up your provisions and your alchemy, then go do that, and you can make potions and stand a fighting chance and get your player better. That's my take on the Morrowind update. Basically, just give it a chance. It's not going to be that bad. Thank you so much for tuning in. Check me out on Twitch, Slummy2213. Make sure you hit that follow button on Twitch. If we get more followers, I will do giveaways at the end of the month. Also, please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. There'll be more Elder Scrolls updates and news and gameplay for future to come. All right, thanks. Bye.